Coach Heupel's post-game press conference. Coach will make a brief opening statement, and then we'll go right into questions. Just raise your hand, and we will call on you. Coach.
Hey, good solid win tonight. All three phases did some really positive things. Our fan base just absolutely electric. Best Vol walk I've ever been a part of tonight, and obviously sellout crowd, energy, the noise, all a huge part of the football game in the very beginning. A lot of fun to play in front of our fans, man, for our staff and our players. We all appreciate what they did. And so a lot of good things tonight. Some things that we got to clean up, obviously, too, before we get to next week.
Questions? We'll start with Austin.
It seemed like you found your footing in the run game early on with some nice runs by Jalen and then Dylan. Just talk about that, and then any update on said.
There was balance in what we did tonight. Structurally, a little bit different than we probably anticipated. Not different than what we had seen on tape, but maybe a little bit different than what we anticipated seeing from them. I thought we were able to create big plays, and we were efficient in the run game at times. Obviously, the pass game got going and created some really big plays in the pass game. So there were really good things on all sides of it on the offense side of the football. Don't know yet at this point, but we're hopeful. Jabari, same thing. We held them from that point on in the football game just because of the scoreboard get those guys some treatment.
David?
Josh, what goes into the thought process of a 35-0 game at halftime as far as letting Hendon and Jalen going back out there and continuing to play? And did you have some reservation given what happened to Jabari and said in the first half?
There's a lot of football left to be played, and I've been in games where all of a sudden it flips the momentum and all of it. So starting fast, defensively, offensively, pushing the scoreboard, at that point felt like it was the right time to pull them and to get our twos in there. And I thought they operated, after the first drive, operated really well.
Coach, through his first 3 games this year, Jalen Hyatt has already surpassed his stats from last year. How proud of you are him for that, and what does it speak to the work that he's put in?
No shortcuts. Guy that wanted to be great, a year ago, and then worked to be great this entire offseason. Confident, understands. I trust him. Our coaching staff trusts him. Like, if he's telling you something that he sees on the field, you can take it to the bank. He understands what we're doing. And then, has made a bunch of big-time plays. And his best football is still out there, and he's going to keep chasing it. But really proud with the way he played tonight and, the start of the season for him.
Adam, then Austin.
You mentioned the fan base. This was a sellout. It was loud, and this isn't an SEC. This isn't a conference game. What do you think that says about the fan base, that they show up regardless of the stakes of the game?
It's college football as good as it gets. Fan base as good as it gets. They care. They're passionate. You can feel their energy. You can feel their optimism. You can feel their belief. Our entire program can feel that on the outside too. God, I've never been part of anything like tonight, man. Like, you get on Vol walk and they're all sitting at the bottom of the hill, but then it's going back up the hill. You know what I mean? Like, it was special tonight. It was awesome.
To add on to that, how do you take in the ball? I mean, are you looking at faces, or are you just kind of head down straight ahead? I mean, I know you get your kids with you, and then, what's that like for you?
Yeah, I try to enjoy my kids a little bit at the beginning and during the end of it too, and play some catch with my little guy on the field. And once we get to the grass, when we turn left, man, I'm going to take in and see what the mass of people at the bottom of the hill looks like, and then occasionally you recognize faces or see faces, and it's fun, man. You want to be somewhere where people care, where they're passionate, that it matters. Jeez, man, it matters here. Our fan base is awesome.
Patrick?
Coach, Warren Burrell didn't play tonight. What's his status? And it looks like you guys were giving every corner a look in the first half.
I just felt like we had an opportunity to kind of rotate, not mass sub, but rotate throughout the course of it. Guys have earned those opportunities during the course of it. D and Warren, we were optimistic, but didn't feel like we could play him. Just let me take that back. Didn't feel like it was the right thing to do to play him in this one, so we're optimistic and hopeful for the next one.
Jimmy?
Josh, you were really productive on first down, much more so than at Pitt, and I wonder how much more effective that makes your offense when you're hitting on first down.
Well, picking up yards on first down certainly helps you on second down and changes the way third down's played. So we want to be efficient. Tonight we were able to do that for, a bulk of the football game. That changes the way the game unfolds for sure.
Matt, I know you like Dylan Sampson's training camp and everything, but what did you see out of him today with those 2 touchdowns and everything going so well?
Yeah, not coach speak here. Saw the same things that we see from him every single day. Consistent, understands what we're doing. As a young guy that showed up in June, has probably at that position grasped what we're doing better than anybody I've been around. He is good in pass protection, understanding. But, man, dynamic with the ball in his hands, understands blocking schemes, presses double teams, make the right cut at the right time. He's slow to go, fast through the hole. He's a really good back.
Rob, then back to David.
Coach, did the gears shift this week with SEC play starting, or is it business as usual?
Enjoy this one tonight. It's important that our players and staff do. Obviously, it's late enough that you don't get to enjoy it very much. Tomorrow you wake up and you're on to the next one. Same routine for us. Our preparation doesn't have to be different. It has to be consistent. We got to control the controllables at a really high level this week. And the great thing is there's going to be a bunch of noise, around it, right? Our fan base is excited about this football game. Our players should be too. Our preparation's got to take us to the opening kickoff. Make sure we're ready to play.
Josh, how would you assess Juwan Mitchell? Did he look good, or is there some rust to be knocked off there?
Not fair for me to say until I actually go back and watch the entire football game. I thought, his week of preparation was really good, and some things we saw early in the football game, he did a really rock-solid job.
Ben, then back to Jimmy.
Josh, you've been able to see Joe now in live action twice this season. Just what have you thought of his play so far this year?
Just really sound in his decision-making, complete command of what we're doing, better in the pocket, throwing it as a passer, more touch on the football at times, and was really solid tonight. Like what he did.
What's your reaction to the Jimmy Callaway incident?
Yeah, just disappointing because it takes away from, the rest of the football game. And, it's not who we are and what we stand for in any area of our program. He's disappointed, too, in what happened. And teachable moment for everybody. Can't do it. We're not going to be able to do that and beat good football teams here as we get into conference play. You can't do anything that takes away from the team that hurts the team.
Back to the back.
I saw on Taven Jackson's touchdown afterward. He was running the sideline. He kind of blew by you. You asked him to come back. You tapped him on his head. What did you say to him after he scored?
Man, just the opportunity. Young guy, first one, man. And he was really excited and pretty cool moment. You can see the excitement for all of our young guys in all of the phases, offense, defense, even special teams. When young guys make a play, our vets are really excited for him. It's a pretty cool moment for him.
Patrick.
Coach, going back to Seth's play when he went down, obviously there was a hush on the stage. What was going through your mind? It looked like an awkward play, kind of a dangerous low hit there when he came down.
Yeah, there were a few low hits tonight, and you don't know in this game, what happened. And I say that meaning what's the extent of it. And so as I went over, he started getting up, and so we'll find out more here.
Wes?
In terms of, you talked about the low hits, was part of the reason why the game was so chippy tonight? I mean, I don't know if you usually see 20 penalties or so in a 63-6 game.
Yeah, it was one of the chippiest games that I've been a part of, and certainly that we've been a part of here.
All right, thank you, Coach. We will have players in here shortly.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a great night.
Jalen Hyatt, I asked you earlier in the week if you felt good about your hard work from the off-season paying off, and you told me you hadn't done anything yet. You feel like you've done something after tonight now?
It was a great game for our team as far as offense-wise. But like I said, we hadn't even got into SEC play. I just want to continue just keeping my head down and continue working. Obviously, it's always something you can improve on. So, it was a great game, but we're on to the next one. That's our mindset.
Adam.
Jalen, hi. This is a game where a lot of fan bases at other schools sort of take a week off. It's not a conference game. This was a sellout. What do you think that says about the fan base?
it says a lot about Vol Nation. Just really just coming down the Vol walk, you can feel the energy, you can feel the atmosphere that we're about to go in, and just Vol Nation, we as players here, we love them. It doesn't matter where we're at. I can be at Walmart and I'll see somebody, and that's why I love it here. That's why I love Tennessee, and I'm grateful for our fans. I really love them.
Rob?
And then just SEC, I'm sorry, Jalen, SEC play starting, where do you feel like the offense is right now? Do you feel like you took a step this week?
We took some steps to improve, but like I said, it's always something you can improve on. We just have to continue just to play our game, play Tennessee game. Just continue doing what we can do on offense, and just let everything play out. So if we just keep, staying focused, preparation as far as the week, just get ready for Florida. That's our mindset now. Next game mentality.
Will it feel different tomorrow when you guys come in the building because it is SEC?
We feel great. We're 3-0, so obviously we feel great. But like I said, it's time to go to work now.
Awesome. Jalen McCullough, at times last year and even in blowout wins, you were playing 75 snaps. They have a game tonight where a lot of guys from that secondary got some run. How big is that just for the overall unit and just for you just not have to play so many snaps?
All right, it creates depth. It gives the opportunity for a lot of guys to play, and I feel like that'll help us down the stretch. A lot of guys getting comfortable with the speed of the game, how the game goes. We can start rotating, keep everybody fresh. So I feel like it'll be for our benefit in our game in the future.
Jimmy and then Patrick. Jimmy McCullough, two things. One, talk about the confidence that the defense has right now, coming off the Pitt game and then after what you did tonight.
We're riding high, but we can't get satisfied. We can't settle. We have to continue to go to work, continue to prepare. We know Florida's going to come in here and they're going to try to light the scoreboard up, so we have to go to work. We have to prepare the right way, focus on the details that's going to make us successful on next Saturday.
And also, how much easier does it make it to play defense when you're up 14-0, 21-0, 28-0?
Right, it puts the opposing offense on the defensive, and we could just go be aggressive, play our football, and not worry about, how they're going to try to attack us and stuff like that. We could just play, Tennessee defense.
Patrick and then Wes.
Jalen Hyatt, you last week was a lot of short stuff, a lot of quick fast game tonight. You got some of those big plays, go down the field a little bit. How much fun was that to kind of stretch your legs, show off your speed a little bit in some of those big plays?
Yeah, it was fun. Like I said, whatever goal is caused, I'm gonna try to do whatever he wants me to do. And at the same time, it goes off the defense too. Like I said, it was a great game for us. But like I said, we have to keep improving. We hadn't even started. And I'm grateful for the guys that we have in that room. We have great guys, and this is going to be a big year for us.
And with Cedric's injury, did you get a chance to talk to him halftime at any point?
Yeah, I hadn't talked to him, but like I said, we have one of the best training staff in the country. And Ced's a tough guy. I don't know what the injury is. Hadn't heard anything. I'll talk to him probably after this, but I hope he's okay. I think he'll be okay. But like I said, I hadn't talked to him yet.
For everyone named Jalen, why was that game so chippy? I mean, there were like 20-something penalties maybe in that game. And for a 63-6 game, you don't normally see that. Any particular reason for that tonight?
Emotions. I feel like the emotions were high. Just coming into the game, everybody was getting some burn. So emotions were just kind of high. That's something we'll address as a team coming in, watching the film, and we'll have that corrected because, down the stretch, stuff like that can cost us games. So that's not something we want to have. So we'll address that as a team and move forward.
Yeah, and with the offensive side, we have to do better. We have to do better as far as the penalties that we had. We had some penalties that we should not have. And like I said, if we want to be, what we want to be at the end of the year, we have to, minimize some penalties. And we'll talk as a team. The leaders will talk about it. The guys in the room will talk about it. So we'll get that fixed for next week.
Jalen Hyatt, when you score a back here, Jalen Hyatt. So when you score a touchdown, you run over to Kelsey Pope and he hugs you and daps you up and everything. Was that a planned thing? Where did that idea come from? Is he always like that?
I went straight to Pope because he was there last year when I was struggling, when I felt like things weren't going right for me for last year. And when he was here, as an analyst here, he was always there trying to help me get my confidence back, help me as far as with my game. And I'm really grateful for that guy. I love Coach Pope. I think he's the best receiver coach in the country. And, if anybody, as far as recruits, if you want to come to a program where you get the ball, you spread it out, this is the place for you. And like I said, Coach Pope, man, he did a lot for me. And my only thing, I was just trying to go to him because all the hard work he has done for me starting to pay off, and I'm just grateful for him.
Vincent and Austin.
Jalen Hyde, two things. When Jimmy Callaway got tossed, you were walking with him and talking to him. What were you telling him?
I was just telling him just to keep his head up. Like I said, when you're out there in the game, there's a lot of emotions that that comes into it. And Callaway's a great guy. He's a good guy, and what he did, that doesn't define him. That's not the type of person he is. He's a great athlete. He's a great player for us, and we need him. And that's really what I was telling him. We need you. And what he did, he knows he knows he's sorry about it. He already told the team. But like I said, those things right there, we need to cut it out for as far as if we want to be the best offense in the country. So, Callaway, he won't do that again. He's a good guy. He won't do that again.
And you get a chance to see Joe Milton every day, but second time he's been in a game this year. Just how much improved is Joe Milton?
You can just see by his confidence, just how he walks. With Joe, man, he's one of my best friends. I love the dude. And just what he did in the game, it just shows how much he improved. I really think all the guys on our team improves, and it just shows what a year can do. And I'm glad that he did what he did today, and we just got to continue to get better.
Last question go to Austin.
Jalen, we'll end it lightheartedly. You had the prediction 2 weeks ago. Did you predict this game tonight?
Well, I was talking to my dad. I told him, maybe I score 2 today. But this is not a prediction thing where every game I just come out and do whatever. But I said it to my dad, but I ain't saying anything else to anybody else.
And just headed into the Florida week, how do you feel the offense is clicking right now? Do you feel like you guys put some things together tonight that you needed to?
Yeah, we definitely did. Feel like we've hit the ground running here these last 2 weeks, and just trying to continue that through the season and being efficient.
Eric and then Vince.
And it looks like you get stronger kind of as the game goes on, play to play, drive to drive. Do you feel that in your game, or do you feel like it's pretty consistent all the way through?
Yeah, just settling in. Love to get started early. Sometimes that doesn't happen, but, just continuing to play, continuing to chip away and be in control of the offense and taking care of the ball.
So Vince and Reese and then Jimmy.
Ended on the low snap that you had the little pop pass to Fan. Was that the play call that you were just still able to execute even despite that low snap?
Yes, sir. Just being calm. Sometimes, it might not be a good snap. It's the same thing for me. It might not be a good ball, but the receivers, they're still going to make a play. So in that moment, I just was thinking, take care of the ball, make a play.
Bryn Taven scored his first touchdown. I saw you and Joe Milton were one of the first 2 to greet him. What did you guys tell him about that moment?
Yeah, first thing first, ball security. We don't need him sticking the ball out over the goal line if it doesn't call for it. But, extremely proud of him and how poised he was in the pocket, on his drive. And, just seeing him grow every day is an amazing thing to see. Me and Joe just try to guide him along and be, great teammates and great big brothers to him.
Jimmy. A couple things on Cedric Tillman. What was your reaction when you saw him go down?
I was just hoping that he was okay. Seeing him walk off on his own power is a great sign. He's a little banged up, but he's a fighter and a warrior. So even though if he's banged up, he's still gonna do what he does and try to push through it.
And how important is he to this offense?
I mean, every piece of the offense is extremely important, from Sid to Cooper Mays, to Jabari Small. Every piece is needed, and we need every player on this team to win ball games.
Ben?
You mentioned you hit the ground running these first couple of weeks. What habits did you all create in terms of quarterbacks and the receivers over the offseason, maybe outside of the team structure and the typical stuff? What kind of habits did you all develop that allowed you all to hit the ground running?
Mm-hmm. Just chemistry, knowing each other off the field and on the field. Just the mindsets that we have. We all want to get better. We all have that chip on our shoulder that we have something to prove. So day in and day out, we're coming in, getting extra work whenever we can, and that's just something that's been gradually building to now, it's every quarterback, it's every receiver that, wants to get in there and get extra work so that they can be productive on the field when game day comes around.
Is there anything specific you all did to develop that chemistry?
Just extra throwing sessions. It could be some odd times in the day. It could be like 7 o'clock at night on a Sunday, we're in the facility throwing, or, early morning on a Saturday. Any time that we could get in there in the indoor and work on our craft, that's what we did.
Carly, Patrick, Reese, and Jimmy.
How proud are you to have seen like Jalen Hyatt and how well he's bounced back? Obviously, he had a big game today.
Yeah, it's. I told Hyatt earlier today. I think he might have 2 today. But he everybody's just kind of saying that. But no, me and Jalen really talked about that earlier today. I'm extremely proud of the growth that he's made, and that he's going to continue to make. Like I said before, we all have that mindset of getting better and bettering our game day in and day out. So I'm excited for him and the rest of the receiver corps to continue to grow.
And if kind of following up on Jalen, I guess he kind of talked a long time ago about getting complacent his first year. Now he's talking about, I haven't done anything, I just want to keep working and getting better. What does that kind of say about his maturity and just kind of how he's grown over the past couple of years?
It's an amazing thing to see. At some point in everyone's career, that light switches on. And it's amazing to see how early it switched on for him, and knowing that he wants to work and get better, and he's in the film room asking questions and coming up and watching film on his own. That's a huge step, and that's something that can never go away when you're playing football.
What did you see out of Dylan Sampson with the 2 touchdowns there? And obviously, I want some high praise for him too. So what did you see from him?
Yeah, Samp is explosive, shifty, has great knowledge of the game and of the playbook. Something that we noticed really early, and just through scrimmages and things, we saw how special he was. So it really wasn't a shock that he had a night like tonight.
Jimmy, you were really effective on first down. Was that a point of emphasis after the Pitt game?
It's a point of emphasis on every game. You don't want to get behind the chains. So really just trying to be efficient on every play was my goal.
We'll do 2 more, go to Wes.
And in terms of next week and getting ready for Florida and all that, do you want the guys thinking it's kind of just a business as usual week, or do you want like a little extra pep in the step, a little extra focus? What's your kind of mindset as a leader heading into that?
Yeah, it's always another opportunity to go 1-0. We try to focus on 1 week at a time, and this is our 1 week season. We're just going to turn that page tomorrow and back to work as normal. Nothing new. Everybody's come and do their job. Everybody does their job. We'll end up being successful.
We'll finish with Brent.
And then over there, it looked like one of the last hits you took, you were pretty animated about that play. What did you feel like that they took a couple of unnecessary shots at you at different points?
It's football. The defensive guys play really aggressive. Offensive guys play really aggressive. It happens. You never know what's going on. Guys might just be finishing through the whistle. That's what they're taught.
Thanks, Hendon.